for more. So tell us about these new civil lawsuits that have been filed, and is this the first time that the accusers have actually been men? I mean, we did hear from one accuser in the past couple of weeks, right, Aaron? So it seems like more men are coming forward.
As a trio filed by a plaintiff's attorney named Thomas Giuffre, who says he had more than 60 people come to him to ask about suing Sean Combs, and he only filed these 3 that he says he was able to vet. He says they followed a pattern of people coming into Sean Combs's orbit in one way or another, being plied with a spiked alcoholic drink, and then waking up. Combs anyone has called these new accusers liars. One of the men worked for Combs, and he says that he went to a meeting arranged at a hotel where Combs was saying to talk about some kind of monetary payment for jobs that he never got paid for. That's when he says he was attacked.
We will follow all the details and all the investigations because they don't seem to be going away. Just the lawsuits continued to grow.
According to a lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York, both Jay-Z and Diddy are facing allegations of serious crimes that purportedly occurred over 2 decades ago. Initially, the lawsuit targeted Diddy alone, but it has since been amended to include Jay-Z as a defendant. The claims brought forth by a plaintiff identified as Jane Doe paint a disturbing picture of events allegedly taking place following the 2000 MTV Music Video Awards.
But they don't know throughout the years the shit that was on me every time I hear this kid music, every time because I knew God put me there. You understand? God put me there. But I had the wrong principle. I had puff. So when we got to that light, instead of stopping at the light, as soon as I got in the car, Kenny, run the next 3 lights. Run the next 3 lights, Kenny. We jet through the light. The killer was right there at the light. He had just walked up to me less than 5 minutes prior to killing the Notorious Big. Do you understand? He was right there at the light, parked. It wasn't no drive-by. Don't listen to these people. It was no drive-by. The guy was parked in the car. When Big stopped at the light, he pulled out the parking space, bow, 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 turned the corner.
So you were told to drive through the light?
I told our driver to drive through the light. And yo, like when I was telling Steve, right? I told Steve, I said, yo, Steve said, well, you have law enforcement, or is you part of the military? I said, no, my job as being a New York State parole officer, we trained with a lot of agencies, different agencies. They gave courses and everything like that. And this is how good God is. 2 weeks prior to going to California, I took a class called Interrogation and Surveillance. And in that class, we had to learn how to interrogate somebody. We had to learn how to do certain surveillance. We had to learn, and they taught us tricks whereas you can find out if somebody following you. And in that course, it said, take 3 lights, run 3 right. Make 3 rights, take 3 lights.
The allegations outlined in the lawsuit are deeply unsettling. According to Jane Doe, she was outside the awards show venue, hoping to attend an after-party, when a limousine driver approached her. Claiming to work for Diddy, the driver allegedly told her that she matched what Diddy was looking for.
I would have been the first one to been shot.
But everything you've said, Gene, even listening to your story, you talk about the college night. You said people are going to die. You said to beg somebody's going to die. Did you have a feeling? Are you connected to something where you feel that something's going to go wrong? Or do you always think that way?
Nothing beat an ambush, bro. And I don't always think that way.
So it wasn't paranoia, like you're saying that shit every day where eventually you're going to get 1 out of every 100, right?
If you have people with street knowledge and gangsters. Chaz told me, yo, they coming at y'all. You understand? The dude that was hanging with Jodeci, yo, we ain't going to the party, bro. It's gonna be some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? It don't take a rocket scientist. You understand what I'm saying? To see something and know that something gonna happen. And it's a possibility.
Why wasn't he more protected?
Because Puff wouldn't pay for security. I told Kirk Burrows, man, we need more security, bro. How the hell you just got me, Kenny, for Puff, and you got Paul and somebody for Big, but all of them, they got entourage, they got other people. Come on, bro.
See when Biggie,
4 people.
See when Biggie dies, does that enhance Puff's stock with the rights he's got from Biggie's music?
Oh, come on. Sold 10 million. He sold 10 million. Big got like 7 million out of a 10 million album. Yo, if you sell 10 million albums, right, that's about $200 million. $180 million, something like that. You know?
Despite the gravity of the allegations, both Jay-Z and Diddy have vehemently denied any wrongdoing. Jay-Z issued a strong statement, dismissing the claims as idiotic and accusing the plaintiff's legal team of attempting to blackmail him. "I'm not from your world," he declared. "We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children, while you seem to exploit people for personal gain."
I mean, I can imagine. I mean, you feel partially responsible for 9 people dying, including a pregnant woman, which is technically 10 if you think about it.
Yeah. I think that he was on suicide watch because he thought he lost everything.
Yeah, that too. And then you kind of separated yourself from Puffy at that point?
I separated myself from Puff. Yo, I wasn't dealing with him no more. But he still was a part of the same gang, and D. Ferg loved him. D. Ferg had some kind of genuine love for this cat, like, yo, we gotta look out for him, man. He talking about committing suicide, and he talking about, doing crazy shit to himself, man. We gotta watch him, man. He don't know how he gonna feed his baby. I think Tim Dog and Eddie F from Heavy D and the Boys was paying his bills or something at the time, and D. Ferg was helping him out. I was like, if that's the way you feel, let him kill himself.
Well, ultimately, him leaving Uptown allowed him to create Bad Boy Records, and he ended up launching that, I think, with Arista backing him.
But see, Bad Boy Records were going to be created anyway. That was with Corey Jacobs. That's the guy who, L. Lamont something, they got caught in Virginia. They was all part of Butt Naked. And this is all documented in federal records. They got 9 16 to life sentences. And they was the money and the backing of Bad Boy Records. You understand? So that's before he even got with Arista. You know what I'm saying? So they gave him the avenue to buy the studio time to get the money to the artists and the people that they was going to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of crews back at that time was doing. They was washing their money either in doing the record business, or either they were doing it and doing promotion and parties.
Right. Where there was an event that the Lost Boys were at, and you and Wolf, who was one of Puffy's bodyguards, ended up getting into it.
I didn't know Wolf at the time. Wolf actually got into it with Slick because Wolf was trying to shake down Tim Dog, who was actually doing the party with him. We didn't know what the circumstance in the situation was. And my brothers and them was all from St. Louis. They were up and we were all partying. We were having a good time, even though we were working for Tim that night to watch them and the Lost Boys. And I see from a distance that Slick got Wolf trapped over, got him in the corner with his hand on his chest up by his throat, telling him to chill out. They knew each other. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what's going on? So then we kind of like broke it up, and Slick told me that Wolf was trying to, grab up on Tim, And I told him that I got him tonight. You know, I'm bodyguarding him tonight. I'm with him tonight. Just chill out. And Wolf wouldn't chill out, so he snatched Wolf up. So then next thing you know, Wolf had walked away. And I walked with Tim when we were going over to, I guess, where they was shut the front door, where they was, you know, the people were coming in there. And then next thing I know, I heard a shot in the air, a loud shot. And it was like, now what, Slick? Now what, Slick? Slick, now what? And I looked over there. It was this guy, Wolf, that I didn't know at the time, in the middle of the party, and everybody running crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it appeared to me that he may have did the shooting in the air, but I didn't know for sure. All I could hear him say was, now what, Slick? So I just ran as fast as I could towards him and put my elbow right on the side of him. He fell down.
Similarly, Diddy's legal team has dismissed the lawsuit as a shameless publicity stunt. Over the years, Diddy has faced a string of legal challenges, with federal prosecutors accusing him of orchestrating a year-long scheme. Currently in custody, Diddy has pleaded not guilty to those charges. These latest allegations only add to the mounting controversy surrounding him.
At a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuits Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Carter was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, many others were present at the year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. The lawsuit here. So now Jay-Z being accused in this now 24 years ago, raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after party here. So these are the newest allegations rocking the music world this evening, and we wanted to bring that to your attention all right here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, we will continue to follow this major story as the Diddy saga continues, and now more celebrities getting caught up in it here. These new allegations rocking.
Diddy Combs in 2000.
Yeah.
Very Roman Polanski of them. Maybe he's got the directing bug, huh? You ever think of that? Come on.
Roman Polanski was a great director. Now, you can't take that part away.
And here's our friend Ian Curl. He's going to break it down for us.
Well, Jay-Z just got named in the Diddy lawsuits. We've been saying it for a long time. And this is just the start. There's a lot more coming. Jay-Z has been accused in a civil case, and just accused, not convicted, in a civil case of raping a 13-year-old girl in the year 2000 with Diddy. This is a suit filed by Tony Busby, this dude out of Texas. And I just want to clarify what's happening in the music industry here is that this allegedly happened after she was driven to a party after the MTV Video Music Awards. Because what is coming out is that this is mainstream culture being done by most of the biggest names at the after parties of the award shows. This is like, the reason why this is crazy is because everyone knew, because it was an open secret, because it was happening in the middle of the mainstream culture. This lawsuit is from victims that are being represented by Tony Busby. He's the one that came out saying that he's representing 120 clients. He's the one that had the whole press conference that said many powerful people will be exposed. And I just want to clarify that this is boys and girls. In the first 6 complaints, it was on behalf of 2 Jane Does and 4 John Does. We've got complaints from people that were as young as 10 years old at the time. And Tony Busby is not just some random lawyer. This dude has a long, powerful career. He was on the cover of the New York Magazine in 2010 for his litigation against BP following the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. He's represented celebrity cases, rapper, all kinds of stuff. He's also got a whole bunch of other stuff going on in his life. He's got a big reputation, and he's not trying to ruin that reputation. But these are just allegations, obviously, and we don't know yet. Jay-Z put out a letter basically being like, and he actually said, I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. My guess is that just like with Diddy, what starts as a civil case will probably also become a criminal case. But I just want to read the last. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Okay, Sean, let's see just how different you are. In most cases, I would be, waiting for judgment and trying to see what comes out in court. And like, we will see what comes out in court. But the whole industry has been talking about Jay-Z for a long time. The whole industry was talking about Diddy for a long time. This is not a secret, and we all know what's coming. And Diddy's protection obviously ran out. And maybe Jay-Z thinks that his protection is still good, but I got news for you, Jay. It's a whole new world, and the people are ready for change. And we are done with this. So it looks like Jay-Z's got 99 problems, and little boys and little girls are about to be all 99 of them. So peace.
It's a very interesting way to take the heat off the Epstein case. That's all. I mean, Jay-Z flipping on Diddy makes it look like the entire entertainment pedo network is collapsing, doesn't it? Usually they don't rat on each other because they fear retribution, but now people are coming forward like they ain't scared anymore.
What, you think Diddy's not going to rat him out? You think Diddy is not? There's already a leak recording of him saying, did Jay call? Because Jay hasn't been in touch since the thing. And he goes, oh, they're laughing now, but we're going to do this, and that. Jay-Z's a notorious piece of shit, okay? Even his drug dealing background, you can find the interviews that everybody ever knew him talking about it. The guy that he supposedly, when Jay was a drug kingpin, the actual guy who was the drug kingpin that Jay-Z worked for, has done multiple interviews, okay? Damon Dash did a bunch of interviews. This has been out for a long time. So I don't know, as far as thinking a criminal case, can they? Because Diddy only got grabbed on that statute of limitations thing, didn't he? Am I wrong about that?
You got me. But here is the New York Times. Jay-Z accused and sued of raping minor with Sean Combs, calls it blackmail. Wait, didn't Piers Morgan have to backtrack talking about this on his show for legal reasons? But now the New York Times is talking about it?
Not a good sign for Jay-Z. And it's very bizarre Piers Morgan walked it back because he doesn't walk back his idiotic things when he's wrong about. So that means somebody in charge over the BBC, the company that hid Jimmy Savile and God knows what else.
Yeah.
That means something in the network was like, hey, take this down because he's still in good standing. P. Diddy pissed off that Diageo company. It's not Italian. It's a British company. They just have that name. And he pissed them off, so they wanted to spank him. And Jay-Z is like being a good boy in the network, so they haven't, but it's coming out anyway. And they'll cut him loose. They'll cut all these people loose.
For Jay-Z, these allegations cut to the heart of his meticulously cultivated public image. Over the years, he has been hailed as a success story, a man who rose from the gritty streets of Brooklyn to become a billionaire entrepreneur. His ventures, from founding Roc Nation to investing in technology and sports, have cemented his status as a cultural icon. However, these accusations have cast a shadow over his legacy, prompting some to question whether his empire conceals a darker side.
That all of these people are typical flesh and blood human beings.
I 100% want to just say I completely endorse that mindset. 100%. Okay, if we are talking about individuals that are so influential and powerful that they just appear and disappear from no security and they're not caught on camera and no one sees them and all this kind of stuff. There's more to this bloodline story than anyone could ever fathom. And when we start talking about the possibility of more than just human, that's probably a better way of putting it for people in the side chat. More than just human. That is 100% fathomable. And if you want to go fully from a legal point of view, the American, somewhere in America, there's been this whole legal thing with the UFOs, and more than once they've confirmed that the government has been speaking to non-human entities, non-human life forms. I heard it myself, and Big Homie is nailing it here. He's absolutely hitting the nail on the head. And when it comes to DNA and things like this, for those of you who may not know, in the human DNA structure, there's a lot of what people call junk DNA, and there's theories that have got a lot of evidence behind them. That junk DNA is foreign, off-world DNA that has been placed within us as almost like a secret. And this Sunday, we're doing Big Homie's off-world DNA analysis on the show. So it'd be great to have you there. Listen, you all want me to let him speak? I'm letting him speak. I've got to do my job as well. Go and relax.
And you know, ever since I began, you know, operating, you know, with you, Beverly, Sean Atwood.
Yeah.
So I've been, I've had the flu now. I've had flu symptoms now for 27 days. And I don't find it a coincidence that I'm, you know, taking antibiotics. Not really working. You know, I receive maybe 5 Instagram calls a week. Well, when I answer it, it's different ladies who just say a quick prayer or protection prayer over me and they just hang up. I'm reaching the end of the line when it comes to, in my first Cam Capone interview that's at 1 million views now, I referred to a group of people as vampires because that's what they seem like to me. I do know that there is a group of them who only come out after a certain time of night. I do know there's a group of them who believe that they are descendants of the person that the story Dracula was derived from. I know that they are passionate about having their foot on people's necks. They really believe that it's their bloodline's right to rule over others. And I know that Sean Carter's wife has a spiritual person that travels with her to try to protect her from people that have ESP abilities, so that when they try to view her, they see black and darkness. I know this to be facts. You know, I don't believe it's a coincidence that our paths have aligned. You know, I'm always prepared for a catastrophic event. So, you know, whenever I'm doing these interviews, you know, I got people outside. I'm always listening for any sound. You know, I've been ambushed before. I've had attempts on my life.
Yeah.
Well, back in 2018, I was involved in a violent cataclysm. Some people lost their life.
Civil lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, citing an alleged incident after the 2000 VMAs. While a third celebrity watched.
The judge has actually agreed that the victim can remain anonymous and that the case can proceed. So there seems to be a little bit more to this case.
Jay-Z vehemently denying the claim, writing, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away." Also saying, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." Jay-Z also attacked the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, who fired back saying, Combs' statement went on to say he has never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone. Combs will stay in jail until his trial in May, but he has appealed the most recent decision to deny him bail.
Adding fuel to the fire are statements made by Jay-Z's former bodyguard, who has raised questions about the nature of Jay-Z's relationship with Diddy. According to the bodyguard, their connection goes beyond music and business, hinting at deeper ties that could potentially involve illegal activities. While these allegations remain unverified, they have ignited widespread debate among fans and critics, further intensifying the scrutiny surrounding both men.
Naming Diddy, but having two unnamed other celebrities as part of an incident involving a 13-year-old girl. Well,
right. Well, she claimed Diddy and an unnamed celebrity proceeded to assault her while an unnamed female watched.
Well, now we know who the alleged male is.
Right.
And it's Jay-Z.
Yeah, so it was refiled against, the lawsuit was refiled against Diddy to include Jay-Z on Sunday.
But not include the mystery female.
Correct.
Who, I mean, people are still asking, who is she and why aren't you putting her name in there if you're putting the other names in there? But obviously, Jay-Z has come out and adamantly denied it, saying, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." He also goes on to talk about his family. He says, "My only heartbreak is for my family, my wife, and I'll have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and I'll explain the cruelty and greed of some people."
Wow.
So,
and even Diddy's lawyers come out too and basically saying like, look, this shows like these lawsuits are bogus. And so Diddy's lawyer said, "The amended complaint and the recent extortion lawsuit against Mr. Busby exposes his barrage of lawsuits against Mr. Combs for what they are, shameless publicity stunts."
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the coming days because one man's blackmail is another man's settlement negotiations. Like, isn't that what you do? Before, basically what Tony Busby, the lawyer, must have done is say, "Jay-Z, my client, she's willing to settle with you for this
X
amount of money. If you
and
don't,
won't name you.
we won't name you, yes or no." And Jay-Z said no, and now they're naming him, and now he's going to have to fight against these, like, the worst allegations. Interestingly, tonight is the premiere of Mufasa, a movie that Beyonce stars in, and it's Blue Ivy's very first, like, big movie role. So you would have thought before yesterday, maybe, that Jay-Z would be there to support his two main girls, but maybe not now?
Yeah, there's no way. I don't even think Beyonce or Blue Ivy walk the red carpet.
You don't think anyone walks?
I don't think so.
Well,
because
Jay-Z
they would be asked about it, or like reporters would be watching them, right? And be like, oh, they were unbothered. And I don't think they want to continue the narrative.
It's so true, but if you're Jay-Z sitting there and say you haven't done anything, and you be looking at your daughter Blue Ivy, this is her big moment, her first moment, her debut, and you not only can't you go, but you're not going to let her go because of some allegation against you?
I mean, if you think about it, when all the allegations came out about Diddy, he didn't attend huge milestones as well.
He was out and about. He was in Miami.
He was just at his house. You're just thinking of the paparazzi of him like in his backyard. But he didn't go to like his twin daughter's prom.
That's
he didn't
true.
go to like kids' graduations, like actual like, milestone events. He missed out on because he was trying to, not have the attention go in the wrong place.
Totally. Well, I mean, this
and look,
Diddy case,
we don't know. We don't know if these allegations are true or not.
Of course.
We have no idea. We're just kind of, giving you guys the facts as we get them. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a wild ride.
It's going to be interesting to know who that third alleged person was in the room, because clearly they could back up one of the stories.
Right.
Also, there were plenty of people supposedly at that freak off, like not in the room, but at the party. So if there's eyewitness accounts of them going into a room together, more is going to come out. And this Diddy case is just going to be the biggest trial ever.
And I also wonder too, remember they had alleged that Diddy had filmed all these freak-offs? Is this on camera? Is this on tape?
That's why they raided, to try to get like the tapes before he like destroyed them. My God.
But I feel like they would have said that, right? If there was evidence, that would have been said in the lawsuit. And
but I don't know. Busby
I don't think
would
he
know
would have
that.
been named.
I don't know. Busby would know what the
tapes
FBI
were
found.
Yeah, that's possible. But then it would have been in the indictment, right?
Yeah, this is above my pay grade, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't know.
On to our next story. Barry Keoghan is very upset about being an alleged cheater, and Brecky Hill is kind of pretending to be upset because this is her moment right now, I think.
I don't think it's a moment you want.
Well, Barry is rumored to have cheated on Sabrina Carpenter with this gorgeous influencer.
Yeah, TikToker,
Brecky Hill. And the evidence is that some people saw them apparently at the bungalow.
San Vicente Bungalows. It's like a members only club. You're not allowed to have like phones in there, no photography. Someone apparently saw them there together.